Hi guys, this is Connie. You see Sleeping Baby Bear, back for some more Connie Reads, The Dogs of Winter. This one's chapter 8, titled School. Do we go to school tomorrow? Victor laughed and passed the bottle to Eula. She tipped the bottle back and took a long drink. Pasha breathed in and out of a brown paper bag. Tanya leaned back against Rudy, her face full of dreams. The city is our school, Mish, she said. She opened her arms wide. The whole wide world is our school. I puzzled over this. I wanted to go to school. I loved the smell of my classroom at kindergarten. The smell of my classroom at kindergarten. Wet wool, warm chocolate drinks, and bread. But I want to go to school, I said. I am learning to read and write. That's because you're stupid, Victor said. Rudy flicked his cigarette at my feet. The schools don't want us, he said. But all children must go to school, I said. It's the law. A train rattled to a stop. People poured out of the doors, going this way and that, looking at watches, at signs, anywhere but at us. But I looked for the red coat. I looked for the train with the letters R-U-Z-A on the front. Victor leapt to his feet. His dirty, tattered coat swirled out around him as he spun and spun. We are the law, he sang at the top of his lungs. The streets are the law. The vodka is the law, sang out Eula. Glue is the law, Pasha mumbled from his cardboard mat. Stealing and surviving is the law, said Tanya. Money, and only money, Rudy intoned, is the law. Everyone nodded. A traveler from the train tossed a half-eaten sandwich in the trash can. Eula and Victor dashed into the trash can, sliding and slipping on the marble floors. Victor grabbed for the sandwich, knocking Eula to the ground. Eula jumped onto Victor's back and clawed and screamed. It's mine! Give it to me! Victor slapped at her like an annoying fly. Tanya and Pasha laughed. Ride 'em, cowboy, Tanya called. Rudy blew long streams of smoke from his nose. Filthy animals, he muttered. They're no better than dogs fighting in the streets. I had seen dogs in the streets during the day. Many of them. Sometimes they growled, sometimes they flashed their teeth. None fought each other. Rudy stood and strolled over to Victor and Eula, who were rolling, biting, punching on the train station floor. All the people coming and going and coming from the trains streamed past them. Surely someone would tell them to stop. Someone would call the police. Rudy flicked his cigarette onto the floor. Then he kicked Victor in the side with his black pointed toe boot. Get up, he commanded. Eula grabbed a fistful of Victor's hair and yanked hard. Rudy's boot toe found her backside. Eula screamed in pain and rolled away. Victor grabbed for her leg, but before he could reach it, Rudy kicked him in the bum, too. His face slapped the ground. A puddle of blood spread across the cold gray floor. Rudy picked up the half-eaten sandwich, still wrapped like a gift in white paper, now spattered with blood. He presented it to Tanya and bowed. For you, fair princess? He sat down next to me as Tanya wolfed down the sandwich. My stomach grumbled, even though I felt sick and cold. The red blood on the floor. There had been that red patch on our floor, too. I had touched it. I had wondered if it could be. Rudy jabbed me hard in the side with his elbow. He pointed at the bleeding Victor and the crying Eula with an unlit cigarette. That's all the education you need, Mish. I crawled to the long bench above the heat vent. I curled up under the bench and turned my back to all the people coming and going to and from the trains. The people who never stopped, who looked through us like ghosts. The people in their brown coats, black coats, and gray coats. Never red coats. I turned my back on these motherless children, for children was what they were. None of them, not even Rudy, I would learn, was older than 14. I closed my eyes against the bright lights that lit the soaring marble arches, the grimy gray floor, the cold statues of men on horses, the sad ghost children of Leningradsky Station. I was not lulled to sleep by my mother's fairy tales. I did not feel her kiss goodnight, or the press of her warm body next to mine. I was lulled to sleep by the clacking of trains in the station and the click of boot heels on the hard floor. And that's the end of chapter 8. Be careful with that and enjoy, please and thank you. And I will see you for the next chapter.